21st of February, and here we go with the news. From USA Today, Lindsey Vonn wins bronze medal in downhill in that 2018 Winter Olympics. I was just a tad distracted as I'm trying to going up to that time where we're choosing options. So here we go. Pyeongchang, South Korea. Lindsey Vonn went all out in her much anticipated Olympic downhill race and won bronze behind Italy's Sofia Goggia and sorry for mispronouncing her names, and Norway's Ragnhild Mønster on Wednesday. Vonn finished in 1 minute 39 seconds 69 milliseconds, 0.74 seconds behind Goggia, who is skiing in her first Olympics and was 11th in both C4G and giant slalom, starting 19th in the field of 39 skaters. Van Winkle knocked Vonn from the silver post to bronze, finishing in 1 minute 39 seconds at 0.31. In an interview with NBC, Vonn said she was pleased with her race. "I skied a great race today," she said. "Sofia just skied better than I did. I thought I executed my line really well, maybe executed too well. I tried to stay on the perfect line. I have no regrets, I'm very happy. It was a tough to contemplate, this being my last Olympic downhill race," she added. "I've struggled to keep the emotions together, but I'm proud of my performance." At 33, Vonn is the oldest female to win an Olympic medal in alpine skiing, breaking the mark set by Michaela Dorfmeister of Austria, who was 32 years and 332 days when she won the Super G in 2006. The downhill was considered Vonn's best and last chance to win a gold medal at the 28th Winter Olympics. She finished 6th in the Super G on Saturday and is not expected to medal Thursday in the combined, her last individual event of the Games. Vonn won gold in the downhill at the 2010 Games in Vancouver, but lost the opportunity to defend her title when a knee injury kept her out of the 2014 Games in Sochi. Her downhill bronze Wednesday is the third Olympic medal of her career in 4 Winter Games. Vonn said she plans to ski another season, which should be long enough to win the 6 World Cup races. She needs to break the all-time record of 86 victories she held by retired Swedish skier Ingemar Stenmark. As far as more Olympic medals are concerned, she said she doubts her surgically repaired knee will hold up long enough for her to compete in the 2022 Games in Beijing. "I'm just counting on some medical miracles to extend my career," she said Tuesday with a grin. "I feel like it's 99.99% sure that I won't compete in the Olympics again, but who knows, maybe something will come out and they'll fix my knee up and I'll be like Robo Knee and I'll ski for like 10 more years. That would be ideal." So far, Vonn's performance at the Games has been notable for what happened off the slopes, as as on the slope. Following her disappointing finish in the Super G, she came under harsh attack on Twitter from people angry about her criticism of President Trump before the Olympics. Vonn said she would turn down an invitation to visit the White House if she wins a gold medal. The day before the downhill race, she said she had no plans to modify her use of social media. No, that's what bullies want you to do, Vonn said. They want to defeat you. I'm not defeated. I stand by my values and I'm not going to back down. I may not be as vocal right now with my opinions, but that doesn't mean I favour one. I haven't changed my mind. She also created a stir on February 14th when she wrote on Twitter that she was looking for a Valentine's Day. Not well, she said with a smile, when asked how the search went. End of article. From Bloomberg. May under pressure after 62 Tory lawmakers demand hard Brexit. Prime Minister Theresa May came under fresh pressure from those in her Conservative Party who want a swift clear break from European Union as 62 lawmakers set out their Brexit demands in a letter. A group of lawmakers appeared to challenge the government's plan for a transition deal that businesses want, and said the UK must not be forced to allow EU regulations after it leaves. Britain must be able to sign trade deals immediately after the split, according to the lawmakers. The UK must be free to start its own trade negotiations immediately, the letter, organised by the European Research Group, a caucus of Tories wanting maximum distance from the EU, said, "Your government must have the ability to change British laws and rules once we leave rather than being a rule taker." The letter sent to May on February 16th was released to the press on Tuesday after May and her Brexit Secretary David Davis made speeches suggesting that Britain would stay in very close regulatory alignment with the EU after it leaves. It is closest the ERG has come to releasing its membership list, and suggests that at least a fifth of Conservative lawmakers want a hard Brexit from the bloc. Does May have a majority in Parliament depends on the 10 lawmakers of the Northern Irish Democratic Unionist Party to govern. The ERG said they would supported May's leadership, even as they set out their demands. While the letter stopped short of telling May to drop her transition plan altogether, it called for is quite different from the no change period that May and her ministers have told businesses they can expect next year. End of article. Moving on to next article. Jeremy Corbyn faces Czech bribe after a warning of Brexit road to nowhere. Trees brought by Belfast Telegraph Digital, the first of the Irish companies going through. That's notable as Theresa May mocked Jeremy Corbyn over allegations he was contacted with a Cold War spy amid claims the government is on the road to nowhere over Brexit. Miss May said the Labour leader normally asked her to sign a blank cheque at Prime Minister's question, adding, "I know he likes cheques." Mr Corbyn appeared to pretend to yawn following the joke. He flatly denied reports that he was a spy for Communist Czechoslovakia during the Cold War, describing claims which originally appeared in The Sun, as he passed the information to an agent of the Czech STB intelligence agency during the 1980s as nonsense. The Prime Minister's jibe over the allegation came after Mr Corbyn focused his contributions at the PMQs on Brexit. Mr Corbyn opened by joking yesterday the Brexit Secretary assured the country that Brexit will not plunge Britain into a Mad Max-style world borrowed from dystopian fiction. Doesn't the Prime Minister feel he could set the bar just a little higher? Miss May said the UK wants to take back control of our borders, our money and our laws via Brexit, adding the only fiction around in relation to Brexit and European Union is the Labour Party's front bench, who can't even agree with themselves what their policy is. Mr Corbyn claimed the government had abandoned its position on seeking tariff-free trade with Europe and replaced it with a tariff-free as possible, something Miss May rejected. The Labour leader later asked could the Prime Minister take this opportunity now to tell the House and the country what the government's desired outcome. Miss May snapped back, "I'm very happy to a bespoke economic partnership." After Miss May played down her concerns about the potential for a hard border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, Mr Corbyn said the Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson recently made a speech about Brexit, and he found time to mention carrot spam, re-signed stag parties and a plague of boils. No mention of Northern Ireland in his speech. Shouts of what about the IRA could be heard from in the chamber before Mr Corbyn added, "We're halfway through the 6 speeches we were told would set out the government's negotiation position. So far all we've had is waffle and empty rhetoric. Businesses need to know, people want to know, even her backbenchers are demanding to know. But it isn't clear from today's exchanges. The government isn't on the road to Brexit, Mr Speaker, it's on the road to nowhere." Miss May doubted that Mr Corbyn had asked a question before insisting the UK was unconditionally committed to the safety and security of Europe. She added, Can I congratulate Mr Corbyn, because normally he stands up every week and asks me to sign blank cheques, and I know he likes cheques." End of article. Could be getting the final one up now. Go away. Go away. Nope, nothing there. End of part 1. Here we go with BBC News on Twitter. Best International Male Winner, Kendrick Lamar. Best Single Winner, Human by Dragon Bone Man UK. Best British Male Artist goes to Stormzy. Dua Lipa wins British Female Artist. No, as the bits have been on. Ancient Britons replaced by newcomers. Vegan brand Corio recalls yogurt after milk bound. McDonald's adamant there was an agreement in place about substance, and says two sides were down to talking about potential presentation issues, where DUP denies it. McDonald's says DUP not given true and accurate picture of events. Sinn Féin absolutely scathing about Westminster and Number 10's handling of the stormont. McDonald's suggests Sinn Féin has gone as far as they can in compromising, but still believe power sharing could get back up and running. McDonald's says next step has to be the intergovernmental process between London and Dublin. Two sides at Stormont have officially run out of road. West Bromwich MP Adrian Bailey. Adrian Bailey attacked by a hooded gang on his way home. Cannabis licence considered for Alfie Dingley. 6. Fried chicken shortage is not a police matter. KFC chicken crisis caused by rugby depot chaos. The problem of sexual exploitation amid in the aid sector is widespread and systematic. Some call it even endemic. Former aid worker and whistleblower Amara Miller about the Oxfam scandal. Door opening robot can overcome human obstacle. No matter how often you get Billy Graham, he is always just a brother. Archbishop of York, Dr. Johnson Tamu. Anti-Brexit bus banned from parking in Oxford. Many KFC restaurants are still shut, but businesses are eating more chicken than ever before. DUP leader Arlene Foster hopeful that Northern Ireland power sharing could be restored in weeks after meeting with Theresa May. Jack, when he was younger, he couldn't speak when he discovered the power of music. NFU elects the first female president. Leicester City will pay the Football League £3.1 million after settling financial fair play dispute from the 2013-2014 season. Woman dies after 9-hour ambulance wait. Rail commuter who lost legs in fall has £1.9 million claim rejected. Third asylum man suicide after studying dream destroyed. US evangelist Billy Graham, one of the most influential preachers of the 20th century, has died aged 99. Major crime investigation as body found on Kent M20. Aldi alcohol advert banned over appeal to children. Government loses Clean Air court case. Working single parents struggling to feed children. UK settling out post-Brexit transition period. UK government appalled by bombing in eastern Ghouta in Syria that has seen at least 250 people reportedly killed, says Theresa May. Don't call the police over KFC crisis. Stand-up comedian Louise Ray sued by ex-husband. There will be policing implications. Deputy Commissioner Craig McCabe to Met Police loses John Warboy's appeal. Greatest Winter Olympics photo ever. Something's going on there. I assume that's like the nice thingy puck, whatever it is. Missing in a stag do man may have been hurt and lost memory. To me, Theresa May to meet DUP and Sinn Féin leaders. Winter Olympics, Great Britain women into curling semi-finals, men face tiebreaker. Massive judgment from Supreme Court over feelings of John Warboy's case. The court has ruled that the police not only breached human rights in this case, but forces can be held liable for any serious defective investigation. 5 arrested over modern-day slavery in Derby in Latvia. Woman brings civil case against man cleared of raping her. The FA have changed West Ham United over anti-doping violations. UK unemployment rises by 46,000. Lloyd's hailed landmark after return to private sector. 2 men stabbed to death in Camden within 2 hours. Gender pay gap, men still earn more than women at most firms. Alright, for exploration expert. Well, young bits lack cybersecurity awareness. Disputed Storm deal packages leaked. Now end of BBC News UK. Moving on to BBC News World. Hundreds of drones create spectacular light show. Kind of look, drones put on Olympics light show. Spain, Madrid, art fair removes political prisoners exhibit. Student survivors from the Parkland shooting have been meeting with state lawmakers all morning. So how's it all going? Here, MSD student Julius Salomon sharing a few details with BBC North America. UN plea to end hell on earth, Eastern Ghouta crisis in the Syrian war. Singapore City Harvest megachurch leader Chuan Khan tries to flee by sea. Storm Cheetah, New Zealand counts cost of damage. Travel length of Nile at 360 to find out how a new dam could trigger a war over water. 41,000 historical artifacts seized in a crackdown, Europol. Pakistani ex-Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif banned from leading his party. Why is Ethiopia imposed a state of emergency? Why have they imposed a state of emergency? Ethiopia is the second most populous country in Africa and one which has seen a booming economy recently. Has been shaken up in the past week. First Prime Minister Mariam Desalegn unexpectedly resigned after 5 years in power. Then a national state of emergency was declared the next day. A statement by the state broadcaster said the move was necessary to stem a wave of anti-government protests. Hundreds of people have died in 3 years of unrest, and this is the second time since 2016 the state of emergency has been declared. What does the state of emergency prevent? Fairing, printing or circulation information that cause disturbance or suspicion, display or publishing signs that could stir up violence, protest in any form of group assembly, halting of public services by anti-government protesters, the closing of businesses by anti-government protesters. The government also retains the freedom to shut down the media and impose a public curfew, details of which have not been released. Under the conditions of a state of emergency, any person shutting down business or public services will face court action. The government gave 3 key reasons: to ensure the peace and political stability, to respond to the resignation of the Prime Minister, to facilitate a peaceful transition of power. However, some analysts say the order lacks legal basis and the claims about instability are not true. Instead, they view the state of emergency as a warning to those who might try and cause trouble when a new Prime Minister is appointed. Local activists are worried that another government measure might be aimed at further quelling dissent. In January, officials released more than 3,000 political activists and journalists from prison, including opposition leader Bekele Gerber, Marine Marera Godina, and Abdulem Agarwaj. Activists says the government might be releasing prisoners now to make space for others later. But authority says the pardons are representing greater national consensus and widened democratic participation. The state of emergency, opponents say, contradicts that. How has life changed since the state of emergency was announced? For most people across Ethiopia, life is continuous as before in the capital Addis Ababa. Shops are open and people are going about their business as usual. But some areas of Amhara state, people are defying the authorities by closing their businesses and halting transport services. The government reportedly responded to forcing residents to reopen their shops. Similar disobedience has occurred in Oromia, where large crowds have gathered to welcome the released prisoners. In some cases, the crowds have chanted slogans against the ruling party, but have not faced reprisals. Why did the Prime Minister resign? A governing coalition, the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front, is extremely secretive, and it is hard to know exactly what is going on. But since coming to power, some political elite have accused Mr. Haile Mariam of being weak and lacking in leadership. Particularly visible is the tensions between Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, which has seen a dominance and influence wane, and the Armed People's Democratic Organizations, which have become increasingly assertive. Replacing Mr. Haile Mariam with someone from the Oromo community might be one way to meet the demands of the Oromo protesters who accuse the authorities of marginalising them. Ethiopia has now had an Oromo Prime Minister, which thought even though they are the country's largest ethnic group, whereas they make up 34.4%, as Amhara ethnicity makes up 27%, Somali 2.6%, Tigray 6.1%, and others make up 26.3%. He will be the new Prime Minister. Nemi Megresa, Regional State President of Oromia and the head of OPDO, is among those hoping to become Prime Minister. Other contenders include, Debretsion Gebremichael of the TPLF, Demek Makionin from the Amhara National Democratic Movement, and Wekiner Gebiehu and Abiy Ahmed of the OPDO. All three parties are members of the governing EPRDF coalition. Why are people protesting? A number of grievances have driven popular protests throughout Ethiopia over the last 3 years. Many Oromos say they have been politically, economically and culturally marginalised for years, despite being the country's largest group. Some of the Amhara community have also complained about the dominance of small Tigrinya group. Opposition groups and human rights campaigners want the EPRDF to release its tight grip over power and allow them to operate freely. People across the country have complained about human rights violations, including imprisonment, torture and extrajudicial killing of political dissidents, land grabs and displacing groups of people under the guise of development and investment without providing proper compensation. One trigger for the protests was a plan to expand the boundaries of the capital, Addis Ababa, into Oromia province, although that plan was later dropped. End of article. On a bus with survivors of Florida school shooting who were are pushing for tighter gun controls. No one will marry Silvio Berlusconi offers a BBC reporter advice on her handshake as he tries to mount his political comeback. Silvio Berlusconi. He became poet with of the evangelical movement. Reverend Jesse Jackson pays tribute to Billy Graham, who died aged 99. Desperate rescue efforts in rebel enclave in Syria war. Firefighters on call time counts as work. UCJ rules. European Union's Court of Justice. Tasmanian tiger joeys revealed in 3D. North Korea's Kim Yo-jong baby rumors fascinate South. Bahrain activist jailed for 5 years over Twitter comments. Peru coach plunges off Pan American highway killing dozens. Belgium makes history at Olympics as it becomes the most decorated Winter Olympian as US win gold. South Africa police station raid, 5 killed in Umtata. US teenager killed for smuggling a tiger across Mexico border. FaceTime chat saves woman's life. BP says world oil consumption will peak in late 2030s. 6 radical ways to tackle US school shootings. Letters from Africa, Mugabe unloved on his birthday. Damning the Nile, explored 360 videos. The dirtiest place in your kitchen may surprise you. Matthews Carmen, the ex-Belgian running Australia this week. Serena Williams, former world number 1, says she almost died giving birth. Pence in North Korea plan to meet. Gangster rapper Innocent Black on becoming an Orthodox Jew. Lest they forget, counting every school shooting so it never seems normal. Russian rub, Hangzhou and the Alibaba effect. Pope investigator meets Chile sex abuse victims. Dust storm blankets Australian town in orange. Face to face with a crocodile while collecting its eggs. Stanley Majors, life sentence for Oklahoma man who murdered neighbour. Latvia central banker Remsevics targeted for disinformation. German army probe dramatically bad, report says. Gonna say end of part 2 and I'll be back for part 3. Part 3 might be short, but here goes, as I do like the last couple of tweets. The Winter Olympics is Elizabeth Swiney, legend or chancer. Sylvester Stallone still punching despite death hopes. End of part 3 as that says. End of part 3, end of video.